Hi, I'm Mr. Nadado, and welcome to Biotech levels one and two, or year one and two. And the on the screen here, as you can see, there's my email for any of your questions with regards to your students. Just send it to enodado@mbusd.org. So a little bit about myself. This is my 12th year teaching, about 6 years here at Costa, and I pretty much have taught most of the science classes that we have from biology, CP, level, college prep, bio, honors, AP, and in the past I've taught environmental science. It was a college prep level, and most of what I've been teaching this past few years has been chemistry, all levels, especially honors. This past about 3 or 4 years has been honors chemistry. In addition, I've taken over the biotech program that was started by our VP a few years back. So this past few years, I've been helping out with biotech's level one, two, and three. This year, we only have a biotech level one and two. So due to what's going on right now, biotech level three are seniors. It's originally designed as a 3 year program. Your students who are in my biotech level one, they are 10th graders who applied at the end of their freshman year and went through an interview process. Our biotech level two are juniors who had already had a year's worth of experience being in the lab, doing as many of the foundation of biotech research. And then finally, the year threes are our seniors. So again, this year we don't have the level three, but in previous years, our level three would be our lab assistants, but also venture out to get some internships and do research outside in the field, either in a hospital or in a research facility. A few other information about myself. I went to UCLA for my undergraduate. So biotech really lends itself to my background because I was working, or my major was in uh, bachelor's in microbiogenetics and immunology. And then I continued on with research and decided to go into graduate school. Went to USC, and I got my master's in biochemistry and cell biology. And to get my teaching credential, I went to UC Irvine. So, with regards to my goal about for this class and for your students, I definitely want to make sure that they have a good grasp and understanding and as much practice with the whole idea of the scientific method. From, the nature about of this class is that it is very different from the other classes because it doesn't have a set curriculum that follows a specific kind of like to-do list, like a checklist. This really is a self-built class, and what we wanted this class to look like is that it allows the student to really expand their interests in the field of biotechnology, biomedicine, since most of your students are very interested in that, and that's what we want them, and I'm encouraging them to keep pursuing it. So a lot of that relies on um, the scientific method and really grasping how that works. I want to make sure they're ready for their future classes. Many of the students right now in this class are in AP classes. Perhaps they're going to be taking them in the future. In addition, prepare them for college, since most of my biotech students, after they graduate, after the 3 year program, so they really stay with me and I get to know them, is that they end up pursuing a degree in or a major in the sciences. Um, we have students from this program who had gone on to all the UCs, and we have students who've gone on to Ivy League schools. Um, I do want them to learn the importance of biotech and how it applies. I mean, it's so relevant right now with what's going on. So, if you speak with your students, COVID-19 is certainly a major topic that we're discussing and really learning as much as we can this year. And then finally, it is a complex class. Like there's the labs and expectations of what they're capable of doing is so unusual for a high school level. When we get the opportunity to actually get back to the lab and do the research, uh, the students we had last year who was able to experience that, and then our new students this year are year ones. Hopefully, we'll get to experience that soon. They'll realize that we're doing techniques that no other high schools in the area are capable of doing. They don't have the facilities for it, nor the experience for it. So it's a very advanced class to be in. With regards to grading materials and class norms, I encourage you to ask your students to uh, show you the copy of our class syllabus, which is posted in our Google Classroom. Due to the nature of the class, I mean, right now we are virtual, but even then, we had purchased lab virtual labs that will allow our students to still continue and learn this process. And that, in addition to the fact that we're anticipating a return, we do need some help. It is a donation; it's optional, but I highly encourage you to help out because this class. Uses so many different materials and so many different reagents that we end up purchasing a lot of it. Like it's not something you can reuse. We have to buy bacterias, we have to buy reagents, plates, we have to buy all these kits that is needed in order for our experiments to happen. A few things I'd like to point out uh, during this portion where it's online learning. I highly encourage you to remind your students to check our Google Classroom every day. Let me just show you real quick how our Google Classroom is set up. So for Biotech Year 1 and 2, every single day there will be new postings there. So for example, this one is letting them know that we are doing this overview of COVID-19. The weekly calendar is here, so they know exactly what to expect. The copy of the syllabus is right there. In addition, if you go under classwork, you'll see all of the previous tasks and activities that we're working on. And for many of this, it's an actual assignment that they need to turn in, and that's where the students can also see if they're missing any work. Finally, I want to give you an overview of kind of how this class is set up. Um, right now, while we're at distance learning, the important thing is that we've broken down into three key topics. So we're doing microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics. In a way, they're all intertwined. For example, the first, in addition to the regular lab book that we use, the lab textbook that we use for the class, I had asked the kids to um, get a copy of reference books that we're going to be using for discussion. This first one's called Outbreaks and Epidemics, which focuses mostly on a mixture of microbiology and immunology, uh, and relevant to the topic or to what's going on right now. So it's going to be an additional source of information that we're going to be using in our class. When we get the chance to go back in person, then that's when we're going to be focusing on, based on the content they've learned, what lab experiments we can do. In addition, what biotech techniques and skill set that they'd like for them to learn and practice. So that's kind of an overview of the year. Let me know if you have other questions. Here's my contact information again at enodato@mbust.org, and looking forward to working with you and with your students for the rest of the year. Have a good day.